But the sad part of it is that you know, every time I talk to him now, it just seems like he's drifting further and further away from reality, and it breaks my heart. I have a hard time talking to him because of that alone. So, you know, it's just one of them things.
This is like talking to Bruce.
Worse.
Worse. That's pretty bad. And I love Bruce. Don't get me wrong. I love Bruce. But Bruce is pretty out there.
But again, I stayed sober. That's the thing. I stay sober. And I think every once in a while now, Bert, you know, he's been picking my brain more and more, you know, on how I stay sober and applying it to the therapy that he's got, you know. So, you know, what do you go to therapy for?
I go to therapy because I have PTSD from my mom abusing me when I was little.
Sounds familiar.
And the volunteer police want to edit this out.
I'm loading it as is.
It needs to be said. The volunteer police, including Chief Calvert, bullying me, picking on me, and traumatizing me. And I also have brain damage from a stroke I had when I was 26. And the police and volunteer never asked me, what's wrong with you? What's your problem? Chief Calvert included always called me a crazy motherfucker. And I resented that. He doesn't know nothing about me. He's judging me. I hate the man, but I'm willing to put forgiveness on the table. And like I said in the video, they have to start following the laws and stop thinking they're above the law, or it's not going to work. I said in the live stream, I'm putting it on the table because you told me that Chief Calvert wants me to forgive him. It doesn't work unless he starts following the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and know it, learn it. You know. What's that say?
Doggone it. I'm not going to be able to get there. Oh, my loving wife. Again. Oh. Hi, honey. Anyhow.
But they traumatized me and bullied me, and my mom abused me and mentally abused me. And then my mom, after she couldn't abuse me no more, so I shoved her down to the ground. At age 13, told her, listen here, you bitch, you're fucking laying another hand on me. God is my witness. At 13, I told her this. I said, God is my witness. I will kill you. I will fucking kill you. And she never laid a hand on me again, but the lies came out to my family and her friends.
Mm-hmm.
And my family knew they were lies up until her death, and then when she died, she entered martyrhood and became a martyr, and everything she said is the gospel and the truth. And I'm like, well, you knew it was lies when she said it. Why is it true now? And I can't understand that.
Right.
So I go to therapy, and I'm in therapy for 3 years, off and on, mainly on and off. You'd be proud to know that. And when it was off, it really wasn't my fault.
Right.
But,
you know, I'm going to check the spirit cam.
make sure it's still recording.
Should still. Oh, yeah, we're still rocking and a-rolling. I love that.
Good.
I love that. All right.
And,
you know, I am going to do something, though.
what?
You go ahead and keep going. I need a smoke dog on it.
Okay.
And the one nasty habit I still have left, come on, you know, every time I try to quit.
Forgive you.
I was going to say, every time I try to quit smoking, I always want to drink. So
Well, then.
we'll worry about the one that's going to kill me the quickest.
Yeah,
Now, hang on a second.
We'll let you smoke.
Oh, yes.
She doesn't have it yet. Well, I'll keep keep talking about therapy.
Yeah.
I hope Princess Faye will listen to this too. She might learn something about me. So I was abused by my mom really badly. I can't read that. Let me see what she said. It must be monitored. Okay. We do have. Well, we were gonna do a live stream with him, but you know, we couldn't get that working. So he's got to be pre-recorded on his channel, and he's recording. I want to do a live stream, live feed. You know, when I get Windows 10, we can probably do that, but you know, it didn't quite work out the way we hoped for. So his is going to be pre-recorded and then upload as soon as we get done. But I'm in therapy because chat is monitored. There's some things that gets blocked if you say it, by the way, friends may. I noticed that when it comes through. But I'm in therapy, and I go to therapy tomorrow, matter of fact. And I look forward to going to therapy because even, like I said earlier in this video, this live stream, video on you guys, even if I'm feeling good, I still go to therapy because I'll relapse. Now, Prince Magnum and I figured out that my blood sugar was so high. That's why I was talking off the wall earlier in text messages to him. And I needed to check this while I'm talking. When your blood sugar is high or blood pressure high, and my blood pressure gets stroke level, you will talk off the wall. I didn't know that. And that was told to me in the psych ward when I was 96 a year ago. For when I went from hero to villain. And they said a lot of that was I was actually put in the medical floor first because they said that may have been a lot why you were saying things you were saying. Because when your blood pressure and blood sugar is high, you do talk off the wall.
I came in for that. I'll tell you a funny story about that, about blood sugar.
457, it's coming down.
See? My dad was a firefighter, EMT for years for Metro West Fire District. And if you go back in the history, how far back my dad originally, when he started with Metro West Fire District up there in the St. Louis area, it was still called Baldwin Fire District back then. How you doing, Metro West? And during that time, he was telling me there was the occasion where somebody's blood sugar would drop and the police would pull them over thinking, that they'd been drinking, and sometimes they showed all the signs and symptoms, but they didn't blow anything on the breathalyzer, and they're like, are you a diabetic? Yeah. Oh, okay, well that explains it, They'd get them some help and everything, and, that sort of thing, It happens.
They have to go through the motions first and eliminate the processing. Possibly you might be drunk.
Right.
And that's understandable.
Yeah. My dad retired after 20 years after a severe back injury. Blew a disc out in his back, But yeah, Dad got to hear me as a AA speaker. I'll tell you, after the meeting, we're on our way home, and he says, son, I'm proud of you because you're my son. He said, that's a given. He said, but tonight was the most proud of you I had ever been. Ever been. He said, I think you might help some people.
I'm proud of me because I'm doing a lot better in therapy than what I was in 2014 when I started in June of 2014. And I love Pastor Steve and Terry Patterson. I know a lot of people see my BURT TV channel and they've called Terry Patterson because she's told me, complaining about me, but I really am doing better. And a lot of what you see on BURT TV, and he can tell you, is an act. It's being in character.
Doggone it. Ah.
What'd she say?
She said she'll be back. She's stuck on her game.
Good. I'll be come back to hear my story. But
she'll see it on one of our channels because I know it'll.
Yeah. And because I want her to hear what I have to say, so she understands me better.
I'm going to tell you all right now. Even in sobriety, I get a little squirrely. There's moments that it's tough.
We're humans. We all make mistakes. We all go through our phase. I go through mine too.
And Bert talking about PTSD. I have it. I had a very abusive mom. Hi, Mom.
I
Anyhow.
had an abusive mom too, obviously.
Yep. And, you know,
My dad was a beautiful man, and I miss him dearly.
my dad's become hidebound and stubborn. I made some decisions that, you know, he wasn't 100% happy with, but that's, you know, I got to live my life. I can't be.
Did he know about your YouTube channel before he started talking to you?
He found out about a year ago, but he doesn't get on the internet.
Okay.
So he's very old school like that.
My dad was too. He didn't never watch it.
Right.
My dad didn't believe in cell phones or any of that shit. The internet was the devil's network, the devil's tools to put us in sin. So,
But no, I mean, I've got tons of stories about sobriety. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them downright ugly. You know, the mother of my son, Prince Python. She was in prison for like 5 years. I know what she was there for. I know she was in trouble for drugs. You know, she was there for drugs. And, you know, I'm going to tell you all right now, I hope she gets it. You know, when I got with her, you know, she was a good woman.
is this lady sober?
Huh?
Is this lady sober?
No. We'll just say her first name, Jessica.
Okay.
You know, and I hope she stays on the straight and narrow, because, you know, and I'd like to see her get it, really get it, you know, because, you know, and I know Princess Faye just doesn't like her, you know, but there was a time she was a good woman. I mean, there was a time she was a really good woman. And I wouldn't have got with her if she wasn't, you know.
I try to be a really good person. I think I am, but he can tell you if I am or not.
Bert does try. There's moments, you know, I got to, you know, I had to get on to him a little bit today, you know, but he was like, shut up. You know, but that was about it. You know, he has his moments.
Shut up before I slap you, bitch.
No, I don't say it like that, but I just shut up.
You know, I think that's oh, baby, come on, bring it on.
Right.
I'm more really twisted that way.
Well, you know, we all got to have our thing, right?
I think he's a hot babe, man. He's a hottie.
Actually, it wasn't too long ago, thank goodness Princess Faye wasn't around. She was like, "Ooh, take a look at that good-looking guy." And I turned around and she said, she knew me from work. You know, just real sweet gal. You know, one of my
I
customers.
did homophobic jokes with my male friends, even verse.
Right.
I did it with Joe Grisham today. Remember Joe Grisham who used to work Casey's?
Yeah.
Big Joe, and he's okay with it. He's used to it. But Bruce is kind of like not really liking it when I do it.
I don't know.
I said, Bruce, I'll take you to the bedroom and be your best buddy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games till someone tells you got a pretty mouth.
You know what? Let me see the video. Oh, your mouth is pretty.
Easy, killer. Easy.
I had to say that. See what happened.
But, you know, let's see.
I try to be a wannabe comedian. I'm going to be a funny someday.
You know, and I'll tell you, I have discovered, you know, after 11 years of continuous sobriety, at this stage in the game, if you're still fairly new to sobriety, I know some of you out there, you know, if you're watching this right now, you know, the whole sobriety thing, you know, maybe you got a couple days in, a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, or maybe you're sitting at a couple of years, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things, I'm going to tell you right now, you know, the more time you put in, it gets to the point where your sobriety becomes more important to everybody else. So your sobriety really isn't your sobriety, it's kind of everybody's sobriety. Now I'll give you a fine example of this. There's a wonderful lady that I work with at, you know, over at Farmington 1 McDonald's. Hi, Michelle. Briefly, her husband worked there, and I was celebrating, I think, it was about the time I was celebrating I think I had celebrated 10 years, and I went over to A&W over in Farmington, and all I wanted was, a root beer float from A&W. Hi guys. And what I did, and I was talking about it, that's all I wanted and that sort of thing. And he started talking about this restaurant that serves an alcoholic root beer float. And this guy's, he doesn't care about anybody. He's just one of the, unless you're in his immediate family, he really doesn't care. Or if you're a real close friend. Yeah. And he worked there at Farmington one for a brief moment. And, he's just, he's not a super, he has what he cares about, and that's it.
He's not a touchy-feely guy.
Yeah, he's pretty rigid, and basically, to tell you how important my sobriety is to everybody, he's talking about this alcoholic root beer float, and he looks right at me and says, "None for you."
So he cares about you.
He cares about, yeah.
So he's basically a good guy with a good heart.
Yeah, he does.
At least he was watching out for you.
Yeah, and
so let me ask you this.
All right.
What's my best quality about me?
You, I would say, and most people don't know this, Bert is a really caring guy. He really is. He's a very caring guy. When the whole thing started over my youngest, we talked about it, and that's when we ended up doing our first crossover, which I will tell you, that was definitely video therapy. I couldn't have gotten, we're still dealing with that. But I don't want to talk about that, right now.
So am I a good person?
You are. You're a great guy. One of the things I'm going to tell all of you out there, we alcoholics, we addicts, we're very good at manipulating people. Okay, we're very good. And in order to manipulate people, we learn early on how to read people within the first 5 minutes of meeting them.
What you read on me?
I knew right away, just talking to you. You were very caring. That what I would see on your videos is not really who you. Yeah. It's all an act.
Yeah, my caregiver, who we call AJ McCruin, not her real name, she has said, even on my channel, is part of me, but there's more of me that's not shown on BURT TV.
Right. So, alcoholics and addicts are very multifaceted. If you're a member of NA, we work pretty much the same steps. There's there's a lot of similarities, but there's some differences. But everything that you hear me talk about with my alcoholism will apply. Now, I will tell, if you're struggling, with drugs and alcohol, and then you try that whole thing, I'm an addict. I'm going to give you a story that's actually right out of St. Louis, and apply it accordingly, if you will. All right? There's this whole thing right now where more people think they're addicts than alcoholics. And to tell you the truth, addicts are extremely rare. Full-on true addicts, well, they're not as rare as they used to be, but it's getting to be more and more commonplace. And I think we're going to see a bigger explosion if Missouri does legalize marijuana, and that's a whole nother subject we won't get into. We'll do that on In Your Face on the Prince Magnum channel. But I will say, for the purposes of, what am I looking for? We'll just say it like this. For the most part, most people are more alcoholic than addict if you have a chemical dependency problem.
Oscar, Joe's brother, Oscar Grisham?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been respectful the last few times I've seen him. And he came by, and I told Joe this, like Wednesday or Thursday.
Right.
He was very respectful. I fed him some chicken noodle soup. I think he wanted the place to crash. I wasn't going to do that because he does steal. Joe said, good that you didn't do that. And Joe thanked me for being nice to him. I actually shook Oscar's hand. I said, I'm proud of you, dude, because the last few times I've seen you, being sober, looking nice. I'm proud of you. So
You know.
I praised him a little bit.
You know, so again, you know, I mean, the true full-on addicts are extremely rare. But anyhow, I'll tell you a funny story. If you're a member of NA and you're struggling to stay on the straight and narrow, stay clean, I'm going to give you this, and maybe this might help. There's this particular gentleman that was showing up at treatment centers somewhere in the St. Louis area, and members of AA have been trying to get him straightened out.
You told me about this.
Yeah, I was telling you about this, and they said, "Well, okay, what happened this time?" You know, when they seen him show up for like the 6th time, and something like that. He'd get out and he'd be back a week later in the treatment center. Spent like half a year in the treatment center, and that was the last I had heard about the guy. I said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "Well, after I got out of the treatment center, I knew I should have went to a meeting, but I went home. I started getting kind of, I started thinking about it. I called my buddies. They brought over a case of beer. We got through that, and then we decided to go look for an 8-ball. Does anybody see the problem with this? I do. He started off with alcohol, and when that wasn't enough, he went directly to the drugs. Now, in a nutshell, he's an alcoholic, but in his mind, he kept saying he was an addict. I'm not kidding you. This guy kept saying he was an addict. He started off with alcohol and ended up on the drugs because the alcohol wasn't enough. So, and if you're ever in an AA meeting, please do me a favor. Big favor. If you're in an AA meeting, you're an alcoholic. If you're at an NA meeting, you're an addict. That simple. Now, with me being a member of AA, I will go. Wow.
My battery's dying.
Battery's dying? I think we can do something about that. Hang on a second. That's why I have my equipment. Anyhow. Good thing, right? Is that, no, that's for the spirit cam.
You might have to.
Oh, no, we're good.
Might have to move it a little bit.
No, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. I got the.
You might have to be propped up.
Yeah, you're at 15. Good thing I got a backup battery. Yeah, I got juice. Watch this. There we go.
Click OK on that thing that popped up.
Wow, we've been at this a minute.
How long has it been?
Hour 35 and 20 seconds and counting. Wow. All right. Check.
It fell.
Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. There you go.
Lean against the other printer.
Yeah, here.
See what happens.
There. State-of-the-art propping device, let me tell you. And I'm still recording too, thank goodness.
Cool.
All right. What was I talking about? Heck, I don't remember.
If you're in AA, you're a
Yeah.
alcoholic. NA, you're a.
You're an addict. Now, if I've only been to one NA meeting in my life, really. And out of respect for both programs, I actually just said I'm in recovery. So that was out of respect because my problem really wasn't drugs. I tried drugs, but I always went to the bottom. So I don't BS myself, even though I did drugs a few times. I'm an alcoholic, and most of us will say that. If you're ever in an AA meeting and you ever hear the term pharmaceutically flexible, that means that you're in AA for your problems with alcohol, but you're still using drugs because you won't do the program properly. In AA, if if you've stopped drinking but you're still doing drugs, you're not sober. That's the way it works. You know.
Yeah. With me, I'm in therapy, and if I don't go to therapy, like if I'm feeling good and I don't go to therapy, I can relapse. And I love Pastor Steve. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye always. Like last Monday, he wanted me to let people walk all over me and not get, and I'm not going to let people walk all over me. It's not going to happen. It's just, who was it?
Well, where's the? I think there's only one person on right now. Up at Darren. Okay, cool.
But, and there they are.
Oh, well, hello there.
Who is it?
Someone who, it's me. But no, I mean, living sobriety it's been good. It's been good.
With therapy, I'm trying to not get mad.
Oh, they've been here the whole time.
Who is it?
Someone who's, I think they're just going by, it's me.
Oh, it's me, that's Mandy. Hi, Mandy. Mandy's a bird head, a big time bird head.
Awesome.
Yes, and she's been she's on my friends list on Facebook. And it's Mandy Frigiani, and her husband's name is Sean Wade, and they're big fans of BURT TV.
Awesome.
What'd they say?
I'm just saying hi.
Oh.
Well.
Hi, Mandy. Love you, Sean.
And again, if you all want to hear see me as an AA speaker, because BURT TV and the Prince Magnum channel, there's actually a difference between how I present myself on YouTube and then what I'm like in an AA meeting. There's actually two totally different ball games.
We have to create a persona, for so to speak,
right,
for YouTube. We have to go into character. Even I go into character. I'm not always crazy, but what do they say?
Ah, shoot. Ah, you killed me. I said they love us.
Cool.
Dude.
Yes. And I love this guy. He's a great guy. And when I was relapsing, I was going paranoid. And I was even paranoid on him. I didn't mean to be. But that's relapsing. And I think he understands more than anyone about relapsing.
Actually, I have no experience in relapse. I showed up at my first meeting and
that people relapse.
I have.
Your understanding.
Oh yeah, I've seen it so many times.
And I was relapsing because of Kenny Arnold, and and I'm doing better now, and I'm blessed, and I feel blessed, and I'm hoping that this eviction would be fought, because now I have the upper hand, I feel, because the maintenance guy threatened me. And I'm going to say what he did. I won't say his name. I made the mistake forgetting that he had a red truck. Now don't have the blue truck. And it was a guy that looked like him, talking to Kenny Arnold. So I put it on BURT TV. The video's gone at his request, but that don't mean it's not on some other website. And because YouTube does buy our videos, sell our videos on their websites.
Yeah.
And so I can't control that. And basically, I said he was in cahoots with Kenny Arnold. Well, I went out there to check the mail. I actually mailed a letter off my sister. She's probably already gotten already. This is like Thursday, and the mailman was out there getting ready to take the mail, so he got out that day. And he was yelling me up and down, saying it wasn't him, take the video down. If I ever mention his name or do something like that again, we're going to go round and round, and that's kind of a threat in a way, because there's a specific, more specific than saying, well, I wish someone was dead. And that's all I said, is I wish Kenny Arnold was dead, which is not a threat. But my therapist said, well, that's implied. It's like only dumbass country fucks, it is. I mean, anybody else that knows that that is not a threat by leave, but now saying we're going round and round is more or less, and I told Gary Albert from Missouri Department of Health and Human Services, which is formerly Division of Aging. You couldn't think what Division of Aging was.
Right.
And that they take care of disabled people like myself and elderly. And he asked me what was said, what happened, and I told him. So he's looking into it, and now that's reported to state, so that's on record. That is on record, and I'm not lying. The main guy threatened me, and I know too that one of my caregivers I was working that day, she posted on my Facebook page what had happened in her opinion. I tried to read it, but I was kind of out of it, and so I don't remember what she said. But she really let him have it, and the day after that, because the video I re-released where I said, Maine's guy threatened me, Carolyn, you can hit me for if you want to, but that's going to be brought up. Well, she blocked it where I can't post from Montana Senior Apartments anymore on Facebook, and so I don't know what she did on that. You know, you could block that for someone, but you know, she did, and that just proves that she knows she's in the wrong. She's been in the wrong since the beginning. I never threatened Kenny Arnold. You know, it just, people interpreted things the wrong way. I never said I was going to such and such. I never said I was going to kill him. I never said I was going to harm him. I just said, wish the fucker was dead. That's not a threat. And I said, die, 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 bitch, die, 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 and all that, but that's not a threat. Not by state law. And just because people interpret that as a threat, well, you're a dumbass if you do.
Well,
and
you know what I say? I say just give the guy an enema. That'll straighten his crap out.
yeah, and even Diane Weidman behind me says she wishes they were going and not me because they're dope dealers. And she said that, her own word. Donna Weidman lives on the top south behind my neighbor here. And, you know, I never threatened the motherfucker. My words were being twisted around. But the maintenance guy did threaten me. I have A1 backing me up. I got my caregivers that I will put on stand. So if Carolyn wants to take this to court, I suggest she doesn't because I've got it made, I think. I don't think the judge would sign off to a court eviction. And now it's on record with state, so bring it on. But I'm in therapy, and we all make mistakes, and even Prince Random said this. We all get off a little bit, and we make mistakes, and you know, I say things sometimes out of anger, but I have a right to protect myself if someone's saying something. I have a right to protect myself. I have a moral right to protect myself. And I did a video.
I know who that is. That's that punk son of a gun who keeps every once in a while showing up on my channel. And now that he's on, I get to say this. Look here, I know who you are, okay? And you're still whining because, you know, I did a video and made you look stupid. Let me explain to you how stupid you really are. That picture that you're using, you can't, if you monetize your channel, I get the money. I made the contact to YouTube. Okay? You might want to use your own pictures.
I know who it is. I can't remember the name, but I know who it is.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. That's how stupid this guy is. And then he, at one point, he even puts on my channel, you're going to talk about my video? Do you really want me to?
it sucks, dude.
He's so dumb. And I get your money.
And you know what? He's gonna take me out to dinner with it. And we're gonna get a few drinks, and
right.
I'm gonna drink his for him. No, I'm just joking.
Mm.
But anyway.
But
he
anyhow.
don't drink. He drinks alone. Water, that is.
But
Just chat again.
I don't want to give up. I'm getting too old.
I know.
No, he's talking smack still.
Yeah.
But,
Fuck you. Anyway, but I'm in therapy, and so I don't say fuck you like this. But I feel really blessed. Does he say anything about me?
I don't know, don't care.
Okay. Yeah.
But, you know.
Because suck on this motherfucker.
But,
Anyway,
you know,
I'm in therapy, and I'm doing good, and I'm in a good place. And sometimes me and Pastor Steve in therapy, we don't always see eye to eye. We're not even interested. We're not catering to you. You can chat all you want. We're not getting up to read it. Fuck you. Fuck off. Bert says that. It's now law because it's written by Bert. And I'm God and fuck you. So.
But no, you'll find that that sobriety, you know, that, you know, if you, like I said, if y'all are new to sobriety at any point, you know, don't worry. You just stay with the 12 steps. You know, this is the simple formula.
So there's a lot of similarities between what I'm going through and what you went through.
Exactly. When go to your first meeting, immediately they're going to give you a where and when. Start going to other meetings as much as you can. Now, I'm going to tell you all, they don't do this as much. They used to do it all. You got to do 30 meetings in 30 days, 60 meetings in 60 days, or 90 meetings. That's all treatment center BS. Okay, it's not important. At day's end, what is important is that you go to as many meetings as you can, because you got to work, you got to maintain your home, you got to do all the things, you got to live life, okay? So go to as many meetings as you can, find one that fits your needs, and find a group that, that you feel comfortable with, and get settled in with them, make that your home group, and go to it often, okay? Find someone within the program, this is in AA, whatever, any one of those. Find a sponsor who's worked the steps with a sponsor, and so on and so on and so on. And find someone that that you can relate to, that when you hear them talk, you want exactly what they want in sobriety. That's what you're looking for, okay? The next thing that you do is get involved. Start working the steps out of the books, and make sure that it's conference, approved material. I know in AA we say, the big book and 12 and 12, 12 steps, 12 traditions book, okay? So that's what you want to get involved in right away with your sponsor. Walk through those steps. Now, I have heard in the past where others got sober using the Hazelton books. I have met a couple of those people. I would not want their sobriety. That's just me. I'm pretty strict.
Different sobriety, people of different sobrieties.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. So just kind of stay with that. That sort of thing. And get involved in service. Get involved in service. Now, there's certain service work jobs that you can't do until you get a certain amount of time, unless the group feels that you're ready anyways. I think like you have to have at least a year before you can take like certain jobs within your group, and then so much time before you can do certain things at the district level. You'll have to check into that. I don't remember all that stuff. I can only anyhow. So just kind of take that in, but get involved right away. Start chairing meetings as soon as the group will let you. Help set up the meeting, take it down, things like that. Just start getting involved right away. And all the while working the steps with your sponsor. Hang out with your sponsor. Get to know your sponsor. See what it is that they also do in their regular life. Besides, because they don't just exist inside of an AA meeting, okay? You know, a sponsor's only so good if you use them. And these are all the things, you know, that I had to do to stay sober. That's why I'm coming up on the 11 and a half years. You know, it wasn't, you know, I can tell you right now, if you ever went into an AA meeting and someone's having a birthday,
That was Mandy right there.
Mandy, okay.
Mandy, send another chat so I can see what you said. Mandy, send something so I can see what you said. Sorry to interrupt you. Hi, Mandy. Jared, what's up? What's up, Jared?
Well,
She went to Jared. He went to Jared.
huh.
But yeah, Jared,
But
what's up?
anyhow.
Welcome aboard, Jared.
But anyhow,
That's Mandy.
I hope she's loving the talk about sobriety.
She said she was born sober.
I was too, but unfortunately, I didn't stay that way.
Hi to Jared. Yeah, Jared's cool. And I want to talk a little bit about therapy before we have to end this.
Yeah, because I do have to get up at freaking
Yeah.
3 in the morning and go to work.
But we'll close with this. I'm in therapy. I'm doing better. Sometimes I'm going to have my days, and it's going to seem like I'm not doing so good. But I'm trying. You know, I'm trying my best. And I feel blessed. I have Prince Magnum as a friend. I got Crazy Ass Bruce as a friend, so does he. And Joe is a friend. It's not saying much for us, I guess. But you know what? God's been good to me. When I turned my back on God when I was an atheist, He didn't turn His back on me, and He saw to it that I'm getting the help. And I'm getting the help I need. But you know what? It's okay to get help you need, but you got to help yourself. And you got to make the first step, and the decision. And I wanted to get help. I'm not court ordered to be in therapy. I'm in therapy because I wanted to change. I'm broken. I need to be fixed. How many times have I said it in emails?
Oh, gosh.
In emails that you've read.
Mhm.
A lot, haven't I?
Yep.
So at least I can admit there's a problem. So that admitting it is the first step to getting help.
However, if you're, whether you're just in therapy or you're in sobriety, do not just stay. The first step is the step of hope, but if you just stay there, that's pretty hopeless.
I thought
Move beyond that.
when I first got in therapy, I really didn't think I would even get where I'm at right now. And I made progress. You've noticed that.
Yeah. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, there's going to be times where I'm going to slip up. I'm human. But I have made progress, you know, and I've noticed it. And if you can notice that you're making progress, then you know you're making progress. So others are probably going to notice it before you will.
That's right.
So we'll end this now, and
Yeah.
I'll give you a hug. I love you, man.
All right, real quick, because it's very important that I do this. Very
Yes,
important.
I know what you're saying.
Since we were talking sobriety, I'm going to go ahead and just do it as I would in an AA meeting, but with a little YouTube thrown in. I know the normal thing that I always say at the end of YouTube videos, but I'm not going to do that this time. Basically, from here, what I'm going to say is, for all of you out there who have to deal with addiction, or maybe you have family members who are dealing with addiction, alcoholism, whatever.
Codependency.
You know, for whatever reason, you're in the middle of all of this, all right? I'm going to say it as I would in a meeting. At day's end, I hope all of you need me as much as I need you. And as always, if nobody out there has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24.
And I love Mandy and Sean and Weston and Tyler and all the bird heads out there, because the bird heads make Bird TV possible. Without you and your subscription to my channel, it doesn't work. We're all part of the bird heads nation. So with that, we'll end it.
All right. Shut off yours, I'll shut off mine.
If you show me yours, oh, that's not what you said.
No.
wrong with you?